Yeah, there's been a lot of times where I've like wanted to quit just because the progress has been so slow, and there were times where I was like travelling hours on trains and like not really getting paid. At the time I was hating it, but now I look back and I think like that was some good experience, and even if I didn't get paid I was like having fun still. Yeah, there are definitely some times where I was sitting in my room thinking this isn't going anywhere, maybe I should stop, but then I remember like I had a friend, or he's still my friend, in school who kept telling me you got to do this, like look where you are now, in 5 years you're going to be huge, and I just thought about him, and if I quit now I'm going to let him down, sort of thing. My name is Structured Beats, I'm 17. I started about maybe 4 years ago now, just making beats on like some free software, and then it progressed, got a bit better, started posting, got a bit better and made a few connections, and yeah, now I'm like in studios fairly regularly, recording or doing whatever. It would have been a couple months into year 7 when I first started like learning, and then maybe in year 8 I started posting. I did try and rap, but I just don't like the sound of my own voice, so I just stuck to making beats. It was actually my friend's idea, because back in the day we used to listen to a lot of Trap Nation, and my friend thought it would be cool if we could get music on Trap Nation, and then so I took the initiative, and he was not smart enough to figure it out, basically. There was this free software that was like based off FL Studio. It was made for Linux, but they had a Windows version, so I learned on that. And then eventually I got Ableton Lite, and then I was working on that for a few years, and then I got FL Studio now, and that's what I work with most of the time. The first time I got a beat sold probably was a big moment. There's been a few like opportunities that I've sort of missed out on, but I've realised that I should have taken them, and they would have probably been helped me a lot. Seeing how far it's come from like a couple of years ago and how far it could go definitely is very inspiring for me, and like proves that you can make it, sort of. It must have been 3, maybe 2.5 years ago. I started getting a lot of like traction with like in the Oz scene. Like there was a point where I was talking with Rops's manager and like Shadow and like a few of the body bag media era sort of rappers, and I just didn't know how to handle myself like talking to them. I was a bit fanboyish, and it sort of just like slipped out of my hands almost, the opportunities. I just learnt a bit how to handle myself a bit better, how to like talk more professionally, and just like even if I'm not going to get paid for these opportunities, just to take them, because if I don't take them then I'm like still going to be in the same spot, so I might as well just like give it a chance, you know. About the same time I started producing, I got really into like grime music, like Skepta and JME and Boy Better Know, and so I just started to like try and replicate that sort of sound, and then drill came along and that was like popping off, so I just sort of went with the wave a bit. But I'm actually trying to like go into a more like drum and bass, like rave music sort of style now. It's just like the money is not really there for that sort of style unless you're like making big records. Whereas if you make music that's getting played in raves and clubs, you get paid a bit more. Skepta's a very big influence for me. A lot of the UK producers like Emon and Ghosty. Yeah, there's been a lot of times where I've like wanted to quit just because the progress has been so slow, and there were times where I was like travelling hours on trains and like not really getting paid. At the time I was hating it, but now I look back and I think like that was some good experience, and even if I didn't get paid I was like having fun still. There are definitely some times where I was sitting in my room thinking this isn't going anywhere, maybe I should stop, but then I remember like I had a friend, or he's still my friend, in school who kept telling me you got to do this, like look where you are now, in 5 years you're going to be huge, and I just thought about him, and if I quit now I'm going to let him down, sort of thing. My plan at the moment is I turn 18 to get into the Sydney club scene as a DJ, and I definitely want to do events like I'm trying to plan something for my 18th, like an open event. Yeah, definitely events, and I also just want to like be in the studio as much as possible this year and network, and just like the up and coming scene, like Young Tar and like everyone in that sort of scene. Networks within the underground, and then even like above ground at like Universal and Sony and stuff like that.
You can take it as like any way you want.
Yeah. I'll have to think for a while for that one. I think I want to build a community. I want to like make sure that everyone can eat off of music basically in Australia, just to build its scene almost to the level of the UK, and just be known as someone who was there from like, not from the beginning because it's been going 10 years like since the Hustle Hard days, but the beginning of the next generation. I want to be known as someone who was influential.